Another day, another set of clips from racist Republicans who are attempting to denigrate the Vice President of the United States of America, the first black woman to hold that office. Seems she will be, if all things go well, the first black woman to hold the office of President of the United States, and that freaks them out more than anything. That is why calling her the DEI candidate is so pernicious. It really is. It's a substitute. The reason Larry Kudlow, who was in this clip saying it, and then Tommy Tuberville, the most military man the world's ever known, even though he's never served a day in uniform. The reason they say DEI is because they can't say the N-word. The reason you're going to hear Tommy Tuberville say she's for globalization is because he can't just say, I hate the Jews. These are all coded words within the Republican lexicon to denigrate people in outgroups, otherize individuals, to speak to their group, to their in-group about people in the out-group without drawing attention from the mainstream media or just society in general who isn't down with overt racism. Too often, they're okay when it's dog whistles. They're okay when Tucker Carlson says something because he's got a bow tie on. He can't be a Nazi. It's a problem. Anyway, watch this first clip. This is Larry Kudlow talking to Tommy Tuberville, who apparently his side gig is being a satellite dish or two satellite dishes for Starlink. Maybe he's real good pals with the Elon Musk. That's a dig about how big his ears are. They're huge. They're so huge they want to leave because they're red and inflamed and angry at the world. Petty, I know, but I find it funny, and that's what matters. So watch this.
And, of course, her whole history is DEI, diversity, exclusion, and equity. I mean, inclusion and equity. I mean, what does that tell you? It's totally woke, and it's anti-cops, among all the other things, putting the economics aside. More DEI, defund the police, eliminate ICE, never even talk to the chiefs of the Border Patrol. I mean, really? How's she going to stand up to that?
Well, she's for globalization. She's for one world government. She's for this country going the way of socialism, maybe even farther than that. There's no way the American people are going to go for that. They're going to have to do a great selling job, and she's going to have to change her tune, but she's not able to do that. She is from California. She believes in that nonsense that they've put that great state of California in, and we've seen what's happened there. They have put them under. We bailed them out several times from the federal government. So it's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard because we know what we're fighting is trying to get President Trump across the finish line. But yes, thank God he's safe, and let's go.
Thank you, sir. Senator Tommy Tuberville.
Again, DEI, because he can't say the N-word on Fox News. That would for sure get him fired. Appetizers would drop like crazy. And then you have Tommy Tuberville given the most wild conspiracy theories that I've heard, like he's some kind of an Alex Jones guest. She's for globalization. She's for one world government. She's for this country going the way of socialism, maybe even farther than that, he said. There's no way the American people are going to go for that. They're going to go for she's doing a great selling job and she's going to have to change her tune, but she's not able to do that. It's just stream of consciousness. She's going to have to change what she's saying, but she's not going to be able to do that for the globalization and the one world government. What are you talking about? You need to be attending to the store of dry goods and water in your basement with the shortwave radio in your bunker, you prepper weirdo. You conspiracy theory goon who just so happens to be a sitting United States Senator for the state of Alabama, even though your primary residence is in Florida. Make it make sense. We bailed them. This is the other thing I wanted to talk about. She believes in that nonsense. They put the great state of California in. We've seen what happened with they have put them under. We bailed them out several times. The federal government has bailed out California. Are you talking about natural disasters and emergency response where money is allocated like it was allocated for Alabama during recent storms, like it was allocated for Texas, like it was allocated for every other state that has undergone a horrific natural disaster? Is that what you're talking about, Tommy Tuberville? Should a state, because it's run by Democrats, not be qualified, not be offered help from the federal government? Is that what you're saying, Tommy Tuberville? Because that's what it sounds like you're saying. Because California itself is like the fourth largest economy on the planet. If it was a country, it's a larger economy than, I believe, France. So tell me again how the federal government bailed out California. As a man who represents Alabama, a red state that takes from the federal government more than they contribute in taxes. Tell me again about California and how Kamala Harris is the cause for that. And her name's Kamala, not Kamala. Hillbilly. Here's Harriet Hageman, an election-denying Trump sycophant. She's another one, interviewed yesterday. And she really, the dog whistles are just they're laying it on real thick lately. And this is her saying that Kamala Harris is one of the weakest candidates I've ever seen in the history of our country. I mean, and this is where it gets real racist, intellectually, just really kind of the bottom of the barrel. And then it rambles and tries to find her ass with two hands and a flashlight, not able to put two thoughts together. Well, the sort of thing from the standpoint of talking. She's doing an imitation of Donald Trump while saying that Kamala Harris isn't smart, that intellectually she's the bottom of the barrel, which is a long time trope from racists and white supremacists about black people not being smart enough to do whatever job it is they do. Watch Harriet Hageman from Wyoming.
Well, I think she's one of the weakest candidates I've ever seen in the history of our country. I mean, intellectually, just really kind of the bottom of the barrel. And from the standpoint of just who she is and the policies, the positions that she's taken, her failure to do anything in terms of the border, that sort of thing, I think it's just a failure from top to bottom. I think she was a DEI hire, and I think that that's what we're seeing. And I just don't think that they have anybody else. I just think that they're in real disarray.
You think we're in disarray? Oh, Hageman, you're what a cut up. Well, how hilarious that a Republican in this particular Republican Congress would have the temerity, would get in front of the camera with a microphone right there and say that it's the Democratic Party that's in disarray when you are a member of the Chaos Party. You are a member of the Trump cult. You've had how many speakers, how many speaker votes for how many individuals who ended up being speaker? 30, 40, 50? How many votes were there, Harriet Hageman? But we're in disarray. Crazy. No one could take you people seriously. You fascists, you racists, trash, garbage human, anti-democracy fascist. What do you think? Am I being too harsh? You can comment below and tell me how harsh let's do it like a Likert scale. Is it Likert or Likert? Like a 1 to 0 to 10, 10 being out of control, too much, 0 being now you're good. Or is it the other way? I don't care. Anyway, if you comment, it would help YouTube to recommend this content to new viewers, and that would be great. I would appreciate it very much. Another thing I would appreciate is if you're in a financial position to do so. Not if you have to budget it, not if you're on a fixed income, not if you're in that situation. Just make sure you're subscribed. That is support enough, and it does do a lot. But if you are in a position to throw away $2 a month and you want to throw it my way, I would appreciate it if I'm your flavor of political commentator. Click the join button below for $2 a month. You can do just that. Help support this work, help produce these videos, or you can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast and help support there. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore everywhere. I'd love to see you, and I will see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.